Good afternoon. Welcome. Let me get my little apparatus set up here so we can chat and communicate. How are you? How's your day? Tech Ninja. Let's see. What's up, young lady? Hey, Karen. It's Tony. What's up, Tony? Tony Reese. What's up, Marky Mark? I am attempting to get my phone set up here, so give me a second and we'll get going. Oops. All right. Spying on you. Awesome. I love it. Nothing going on here. I'm doing amazing. I'm doing awesome. So we're going to give everybody a few minutes. No, I kind of rigged it up. I'm going to give everyone a few minutes to trickle in. Go ahead and tell me where you're calling from or where you're joining from. How's that? Dina, didn't I just talk to you? Tony Reese, your whiteboard is remarkably clearer than Vanberg's. Houston. Spruce Grove, Alberta, as in Alberta, Canada. Tiffany? Tony, what are you doing in Bromwell's? Pflugerville. Yes. Hi, you bet. Belton, Texas. Welcome, Josso. Hey, do any of you live in Utah? Welcome, Ruby Roo. Welcome, Will. Welcome. What's up, Darren? Did you make it to Austin fine? Pearland. I used actually very familiar with Pearland. Moved here to reclaim my family, brother. Oh, awesome. Oh, that's awesome, brother. I'm glad to hear that. What's up, Miss Russo? Hey, Miss Russo, Tiffany Russo has the most amazing probiotic deodorant that's all natural. Tiffany, put your post on there, or put your link on there where people can connect with you. What's up, D-Rock? She has some amazing probiotic deodorant that I use. It's got a peppermint tingle to it, so she uses essential oils with it as well. What's up, Android Sean? Hello from Detroit. What's going on, my man? Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for investing some time with us. Do you cook for your fam? No, I don't. I eat mainly vegan and vegetarian, so I don't really cook a whole lot of nothing, which is great. I actually used to trade out services and have someone cook for me, which is even better. So, hey, thanks for taking the time to connect with me. I'll probably get up and stand and sit and all kinds of stuff. So what I would love to do is, here's the deal. I'd like to know your biggest stressor right now. What's your biggest struggle? Top one. Awesome. There is hair stuff. What are we talking about? About to find out. About to see what everyone's struggles are, and then I'm going to figure out what we're going to do to solve them. So, biggest struggle. What's your biggest thing that keeps you up at night? Let's figure out where everyone's at. I'm going to jot down a couple of notes, and then I'll explain to you what we're going to talk about. Staying focused at work. Manifesting money. Actions. So, staying focused. Money. H&H Hair Salon. All right, what else do we have? So far we have staying focused. We have money. Biggest struggle, manage situations and outcomes in my own mind before they actually happen. Is that a struggle, or is that a... it's actually not a bad thing. How do you feel that is a struggle for you? So right now, for those of you who just joined, welcome. We appreciate it. And focus and staying consistent, all right? What I'm asking right now is, what's your biggest struggle? Don't worry why things are happening to my mind when I feel good leads to fear, worry. Okay, so yeah, we'll get into that. I'm writing them down. So everyone go ahead and tell me what's your biggest, all right, resentment. Got it. And I'm jotting down all these notes, and we're going to go down the stack. That way I can make sure I serve each one of you efficiently. So make sure, homosexual masturbation. Well, that's, We'll talk about that too, just for you. David's BP. So always got someone interesting. Guilt. Okay. Anybody else have something to throw up there? Take a few more seconds. Let everyone kind of get settled in. And let's get to work. What are we listing? You are listing what your biggest struggle is. And I assume it as you say POS, piece of shit family members. Would that be accurate with that? We're listing what your biggest struggle is right now. Scorpio, underachieving. Okay. Okay. I'll remember POS, family members. All right, a couple more, and we're going to get to work. Going once, breaking through their Lloyd fitness, breaking through to full potential. Okay. Mindset. Okay. Awesome. Sorry. So first off, we're about to get cranking here. So first off, I'm grateful that you take the time to invest it with me, and you have my commitment to deliver the best of what I know and understand, and what my clients pay me a pretty decent amount of money for to support them with. I see a lot of new faces, or at least new names. I don't have your faces down yet because this is just a different platform than Blab. Thank you for inviting people. If you feel called, I would really love it if you would share this with the people that you love and care about, because I'm going to be sharing with you the exact stuff that I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in learning. I've got over 80,000 hours in this information that I'm going to be sharing with you, and I've been doing it for a long time, so I've just been really blessed to do what I do on an extremely high level, and it hasn't always been that way. So I'm not here saying, oh, this is gotta me, gotta run. All right, David. So nothing by that. I'm merely inviting you to be open-minded to what I share, because we've got a wide array of topics here, from staying focused to money to resentment to guilt to underachieving to POS family members to breakthrough and mindset. So it's quite a spectrum of situations, and what you may find is that there are one or two skill sets that come back down to being able to support and to provide value in these areas. So I invite you to be open-minded. If none of you have connected with me, the best way to connect with me is a couple of places. Go to thinkgreatloseweight.com. That's my website. You can also go to Think Great Lose Weight on Facebook, and then you will see my name, Brian Johnson, because I share some of the posts back and forth between Think Great Lose Weight and my personal stuff. So connect with me on both of those feeds. You're connected with me right now on Periscope through Twitter. I post a lot of stuff. So I am consistently posting videos on information. I'm constantly in masterminds and training. So if any of you need any resources in the form of people who do amazing things, like my tech ninja, the guy who does all my video stuff, all our website stuff, the guy who helps me with all my tech stuff, he's actually on the call right now too. So if there's any resources that you need, I will gladly share with you what I got. Keeping emotions in check while talking with people on different views and opinions. Okay, so let's see here. Controlling emotion. I'm just writing for a second. In tough situations. Okay. All right, I got enough stuff here, Tech Ninja. So if any of you would love to have a conversation with me after I finish my call, the best thing to do is go to my website, thinkgreatloseweight.com, go to About Us, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to go to the bottom of my bio, and there is a link where you can click on it. Inside of that is my application. If you would love to have a conversation with me to see how I can support you and help you to create immediate results, fill that out, send it to me, and I'll be glad to have a conversation with you for free to see how I can provide value with you. So here we go. I'm just going down the list. So one of the biggest things on staying focused. Here's the deal. If you're not clear on what it is that you are choosing to experience, or what it is that you're choosing to create, or what your outcome is, that's number one. Because it's kind of like the old saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So there's one question that I asked myself, and I stated this yesterday too, but I'm going to show you this book. There's one question that I asked myself, and if I were all of you, I would get your pen out, because I'm going to jot down some nuggets and share them with you. This book right here is called The One Thing. This is Gary Keller's book, the guy who basically invented and created Keller Williams. There's 120,000 employees at their company, and I will tell you this. I get to be a part of a lot of their trainings, and I have heard his story on multiple occasions, and honestly, look, the guy's been through some crazy stuff. And one thing I can share with you is that I can relate to that, because the crazy stuff that I've been through, from being suicidal to being 253 times, to being really high on drugs, to being in jail for 7 months, to all that stuff, to taking my life and turning it around to where we are today to serve you. If I can do this, if you're struggling, I promise you that you have it in you. It's all about being consistent. When you fall down, how fast can you get back up? And how willing are you to keep your eye on the prize to create the results that you're looking for? If you find yourself wavering in any of that, a better question would be is, what is my why? Why do I get up to do what I do? If you're not super excited when you get up in the morning to do what you do, I would invite you to consider investing some time to see what it is that excites you, so you can get up in the morning and be excited. So one of the things to stay focused, there's a few things. It can be obviously your concentration on what your outcome is and what you're looking to experience, what your next steps are, so you actually know how to systematically flow throughout your day, asking yourself the question, what's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary. If you have a to-do list, if you have a to-do list, type yes. If you have a to-do list, type a yes real quick. And if you haven't shared it, please do, because we're fixing to share some gold with you starting already. Yes, Jamie Goble, good to see you, young lady, virtually. Hope you're doing well. I'm sure you are. You're always awesome. All of you young ladies are. Dina, yes. And you call it a to-do list? Tech Ninja. All right, so here's your first piece of gold, Ruby Roo. Instead of calling it a to-do list, call it a success list. Okay? Because let me ask you this. If you had a to-do list and you had it stacked up and it says on there, clean my room, wash my car, wash my clothes, play with my son, go to the bank, or connect with new potential clients. A to-do list doesn't mean that if you get everything done, you're going to be successful. Meaning, when I mean successful, I mean when you lay your head down on your pillow at night and you say, wow, I had an amazing day. I created connection with people. I created value in people's lives that resulted in money in my bank accounts. I made a deposit into my family, into my personal development. I worked out, I ate good, and I shared, and I increased the value on our planet. That's success. If you have a to-do list, what I encourage you to do is have a to-do list and a success list. A success list is looking at your to-do list and saying, okay, in order for me to be successful, what do I need to do or do I get to do to create a success list? Because not all tasks are created equal, just the same as not all calories are created equal. We can all agree that a calorie or a gram of carbohydrates from a Coca-Cola is not the same in quality of a gram of carbohydrate from a carrot. And I don't know, you don't have to answer me on that. I know you understand what I'm talking about. So having a success list is very crucial. Asking yourself the right questions, and this is all staying focused, Darren. This is for you. Getting up in the morning and take care of yourself first, meaning put yourself into a workout, put your head straight, get your affirmations in, get your spiritual time in, get your time with God, jam some Joe Osteen, some Creflo Dollar, whatever you choose. And the way you start your day off is going to be a massive, important factor in how the rest of your day shapes up and shows up. I'm getting some water. So how you start your morning off is going to be a drastic catalyst to how the rest of your day goes for staying focused. Now, there's also a couple of other things that you can do. There's some stuff called fish oils in the form of DHA. That is what's responsible for brain functioning. If you're having memory issues, that is key. There's also something called water, which is very important. There's another thing called acetyl L-carnitine. It's ALC. That stuff is amazing. Like, I use that on my clients with dementia and Parkinson's and Alzheimer's that have neurological dysfunctions, and I've seen it turn people's lives around. And all it is an amino acid that our brain functions off of that most of us are deficient in. It's very inexpensive. It's like 11 or 12 bucks at the store. For kids with ADD, Mark can attest to it. And if you go back on my Facebook feed, you'll see some videos that I did on digestion and brain function. Those are very important, okay? Now we're going to question number 2. How do I create more money? Here's the first thing. Instead of asking yourself the question, how do I create more money? Instead, ask yourself, how can I create more value and solve a problem for my niche audience? I would start off with 1,500 milligrams a day, only one time, in the morning as soon as you get up. So back to the statement again about money. Instead, and I did a video on this too that you can find in my Facebook feed or on YouTube. What I have found that instead of asking yourself, how can I create more money? Show that book again. Yes. How can you create more money? It's called The One Thing. Instead of how can you create more money, DHA is in fish oil. Nordic Naturals is one that I use. Instead of asking yourself, how can I create more money? Ask yourself, how can I create more value? Money chases value. Doing free trainings and providing massive amounts of value for people. People automatically desire to learn more of your information. Or maybe you're a personal trainer. Maybe it takes you doing free consultations. Maybe it takes you doing a couple of workouts for a person to give them an idea or a experience of what your training is like. Don't be afraid to give value away, because people don't want to invest in you if they don't know that you have anything worth investing in. And if you are afraid of giving it all away, you don't know enough. Learn, learn, learn. Every day you should be learning. If you're afraid of giving away all your information, then you require getting a lot more information. For sure. Lovingly. I used to think the same way when I was growing up. When I started personal training in my early 20s, I was like, man, if I tell them how to do all this stuff, they're not going to need me. Maybe. But you'll be surprised how many people don't understand how to execute. And that's where it comes in as a coach or as a hair salon person or whatever it is. Each of you have your own spheres of influence on here. Take this information and translate it into what works for you. Creating value is how you create more money. And also, too, however you feel, if you have any resentment or, oh, yes, listen to this, okay? This is gold. I'm glad I just thought about this. So right now, when we're talking about money, how many of you feel tightness in your chest or your throat? When I'm talking about money and I say money, where do you feel tightness in your chest or your throat? Yes or no? Yes, I figured most of you would. Okay, you're going to love this. I'm going to wait a few more seconds for everyone. Okay. This is, you guys, you ladies, listen to me. No, Mark, good, I didn't figure you made. Darren, yes. Okay, listen to me. Listen to me very well. Dina, great. Okay, over 90% of you feel this right now. This is important. And I can't stress to you how important this is, okay? So listen to me very clearly. Listen to me with your left ear so you understand what I'm talking about and you're not judging it or thinking how you can fix it. Let me tell you the story that happened to me in Bold. Bold is a training that's done by Gary Keller's crew, by Don Hobbs, which is the president of Jim Rohn's former organization, which the guy's the shit, a.k.a. the doo-doo, the master, the man, you know what I mean? All right? So check it out. So we did an exercise in class where we had 10 people in our group. Each person had a stack of $1 bills equating to $20 total. Okay? 10 people, each had a stack of $1 bills equating to $20 total. The exercise was that one person of the group would lay down on the floor. The other 10 people would get around them in a circle. And the person on the floor would lay on their back. I'm going to stand up because I'm going to get excited. the person on the floor would stand up and put their hands out like this and go, "I am a money magnet," and scream. And what happened was everybody else would scream, "You're a money magnet," and they would start throwing all these $1 bills all over them so they would see and experience all the money flowing to them effortlessly. Okay? So now, you may be saying, "Brian, what in the hell does that have to do with this?" Now, here's the gold. So make sure you're very attentive to what I'm telling you. If you are tight in your chest, in your throat right now, that means that you have sorrow and you have judgments around money right now as we speak. And that is your body identifying the body language piece to you. I'm trying to get everything set up here again. Does that make sense so far? If you have issues right now and you are tight in your chest, that means that you have sorrow around money. And I am trying to fix this stuff, so hang tight. Here, let's do this. That's ridiculous. Everybody cool with this? I'm trying to fix my little gadget here. It got a little crazy. Alright, so hang tight. So if you have tightness in your chest and your throat, that means you have sadness. It's okay if you do. It's not a big deal. Inviting you a stand. So check it out. Okay? Oh, perfect. I like that, Mark. That's awesome. I had it rigged up there fine, but I think we're about to do it, so hang tight. I am creative. Almost done. Dang it. Alright, are we good there? We're good. Plenty. So check it out. So if you are feeling tightness right now in your chest and your throat, that means that you have subconscious belief systems that money is bad or money has some type of negative association to it. And what I'm inviting you to consider is that money is just energy. That's all. Money is just energy. And a lot of times by the media, by our family, the old saying is, how about this? Finish this statement. Money doesn't grow on trees. If you have a lot of money, you must be evil. Okay, there's all kinds of these little sayings that have been programmed into our minds. If you think about the Titanic movie, prime example, if you think about all the people that had holes in their shoes, that were just partying up, what's up, Lee? That were partying up down the bottom of the deck, having the greatest time of their life, and all the people up there in their 5-piece suits and everything were just rich and miserable, right? It's not like that. It doesn't have to be like that. What I'm inviting you to consider is that if you have tightness in your chest and your throat, which I did too, you have sorrow around money. So if you're wondering how or why your money situation is off, that's because you have that feeling around it. So you are rejecting it coming into your experience. Okay? Now, when it was my turn to get up there and do the money thing, I totally got tight in my chest and my throat. I'm like, oh wow, yes, I have some feelings around that. And I knew that I did. I just couldn't figure out when and how or which one specifically to deal with it. So basically, here's what you do. I loved it. I breathed into it and I said, it's okay. I give myself permission to feel my sorrow. I laid down on the ground. I opened my palms up. You would not be surprised, or you probably would be surprised, that a lot of people, when they said, I'm a money magnet, and they put their hands up, they turn their hands down, which means they're not receiving their money. All the sorrow or all the feeling in your chest and your throat, that's just letting you know subconsciously that your emotional body is like, hey, money for us means sadness. Okay? What I'm inviting you to consider and to do is to give yourself permission to feel your feelings, love your sorrow into your joy, which is the direct opposite. Now, what happened was when I laid down on the ground and they were throwing all that money on me and I was yelling, I'm a money magnet, I was breathing into it and just being very present and aware of all the money just flowing all over me, onto me, to change the belief system of what I was experiencing up for 37 years of my life. That is a big deal. How many of you still feel tightness around your chest, or at least have some insight on what I just discussed with you. Does that make sense to you? Do you have any questions on that before we start going through? And I'm going to put this back up here. Any questions on that? Yes. What's your question, Lily? Family beliefs. Yeah, a lot of it is family beliefs, and it's okay. We're all here to learn, mainly. Any other questions on that one? That was a big deal for those of you. I mean, literally, not sad, just broke. Well, you're sad because you're broke. Which one comes first? Repeat what you ask for permission. I give myself permission to feel my feelings. I give myself permission to love my sorrow into my joy. And question is if you are struggling with money, what type of value are you creating in the world? Or are you taking any action? Because a lot of people, when they experience this, they pray about it and wish things into place, but they don't take any action. You have to take massive action. Anybody here ever told you hold your hands out and expect things to come to you? That's incorrect. Ask, seek, find. Should I do the exercise on the floor? I totally would. Like literally, if you live in an area where you can get 5 or 10 people together and you can explain to them what you're trying to do and just talk about money and hold some money up and see how you feel. If you are feeling sadness around that, man, I can tell you that was worth the $900 investment that I paid for class. Every bit of it. I would have paid 10 times that because of the experience of what that did for me. Because here's the thing. In my opinion, I provide a lot of value for people when I'm talking to them. And sometimes even I feel awkward asking for money. I'm like, why do I feel weird, awkward asking for money? I'm providing a life-changing service to people and I feel bad about it. Like I feel sorrow about it. That's something's off. Okay? It'd be one thing if I was providing a service that wasn't enriching someone's life and I knew that it was crap, then I could feel that way. But the fact that I'm providing value just like the rest of you and you feel sorrow about it, it kind of makes you question, why do I feel this way? Right? So if you can duplicate that exercise, I really encourage you to do it because it changed my life. I actually have a picture that I took that's on my screensaver, so when my phone is turned off, I have all this money falling on me, and every hour I say, I am a money magnet. I mean, in a good way, because think about this. Money is extremely important because it allows you to have choices. It allows you to support people. It allows you to give to your church, give to the people you desire to help out. Having money is extremely important because nobody on the planet, if you're truly looking to be a blessing, how can you do it without having money? Just because you have money doesn't mean you're bad by any means. There's lots of awesome people with amazing money, and there's lots of people that are rich that are not awesome people. I always work for free as well. Well, so you may want to adjust those things too. I do some free work for sure, and a lot of times people don't respect your free work because it doesn't cost them anything and they have no skin in the game. So having discernment is really important. So now we're going to talk about resentment. The biggest thing with resentment, what was the exercise? You're going to have to catch a replay, champ, because you stepped in about 5 minutes after I started talking about that. But just to be respectful of everyone's time, catch the replay. So, resentment. Basically, here's what you want to think about. Resentment is basically non-forgiveness. So when you have resentment, if you're choosing to forgive or you're choosing to move forward, the best thing to do is give yourself permission to forgive whoever's involved. Yeah. I apologize for not going back and just to be supportive of everyone that's on the call right now. So giving yourself permission to forgive those that are involved. That's going to be really important because ultimately I choose to remember who said this, but there's a famous saying where having resentment and having hatred for someone is like giving someone else or wanting to poison someone else and you drinking the poison yourself. Because ultimately it's totally affecting you. I am you subconsciously. So if I'm holding on to all this stuff, it's destroying me internally. So you giving yourself permission to forgive whomever is a big deal. Okay? Guilt. So the thing with guilt is I am a Christian. You do what works for you. And what I'm inviting you to consider is that unless you're working with a higher power of someone that can help you to God specifically or source that has created you, and you asking for forgiveness for what you have done and not receiving it is one thing. Making sure that you receive it and give yourself permission to receive it is vastly important, because if not, you keep chewing on it day after day after day after day when it's already been done a long time ago. I mean, trust me, I have things that I could have definitely held on to, and I did for a while. And that really truly held me back from being my best and showing up the best that God would have me show up wherever I was at. You know, with me going to jail and me doing crazy amounts of drugs and things in my past, I held on to that for a long time and thought that I was less than a person and no one would want to be around me and no one would want to hire me. And ultimately, that was the best thing for me. So I couldn't go get a job for everyone. It made me develop myself into who I am today. And I would not change any of the circumstances or situations that I have been in because of what it has allowed me to become today. And I would not be able to share the message on the level that I'm sharing with you now if it were for that. So understand that God has a way of turning your messes into your messages. You just get to figure out a way to forgive yourself and to receive His grace and give yourself permission to move forward with love and be gentle with yourself. Okay? Underachieving. Tony Robbins was talking about this a couple days ago, and he was talking about a lot of people that don't set goals have a fear of failure. And what I'm inviting you to consider is I would hurry and fail as many times as possible. I can tell you that I have failed many times. I have been in oil and gas businesses, real estate businesses, started my own business multiple times, and I have failed on all of them. And I learned extremely valuable information of what I didn't want to do next time. And I also learned that when I was in the oil and gas business, people were making $1 million a day. And I'm like, okay, making $1 million a day is possible. Now let's figure out how I can do it with creating massive value for the world, and how can I do it to be an inspiration and to truly be a difference in the way that our planet and our community is functioning. So underachieving is it's not serving you or anyone on the planet. God didn't put you on the planet to be an underachiever. He put you to be the best person that you can be. So if you're not setting goals for yourself, and you're not setting goals consistently on a monthly basis, weekly basis, like if you were to see my office, I have goals on both sides. I read them daily. I read them multiple times a day. What's up, Lloyd? Making sure that you have goals and making sure that you're writing down goals. As a matter of fact, if you're truly serious about making some massive shifts in your life, our emotional empowerment DVD or emotional empowerment digital set is amazing. It's 4 hours of conscious language, like understanding language codes, words of self-sabotage, things you're probably using and being completely unaware of, using the body language piece so you understand where you're functioning. And there's actually a whole goal setting session. Yes, I see you, brother. And there's a whole goal setting session. If you're not setting goals, I invite you right now to just forgive yourself and start today. This is the only day that you have. But I have goals, and I'll tell you how I do mine because it's really important. I have, if you see God, family, health, and business, that's 4 layers. And then I have specific things I'm looking to create in each one of those. And I break it down to a weekly basis, a monthly basis. Each month, I redo my goals. And daily, I do my best to look at them, over them, so I'm consciously being in tune with what's going on. If you have not done that, I highly encourage you to make a decision and take action and invest in yourself. If you're not investing in yourself, no one else is going to invest in you. I promise. I wasn't able to start charging higher fees until I was paying that for my own coaching. So giving yourself permission to invest in yourself is one of the best gifts that you could give yourself, because ultimately the most valuable asset that you have is the real estate between your skull right here. Is your intellect, is your IP, it's your ability to serve. And if you're not investing in yourself consistently, don't expect someone else to invest in you. It doesn't work that way. Just trust me on this. Okay? So let's talk about, is my young lady here that was a salon expert with the POS family? If you're still on here, say yes. Got a lot of bad connection issues with people. So I'm going to give her 2 seconds. POS family, are you still on here? No? Then there goes your check. Breakthrough mindset. I thought it was just me. I keep losing connection. Yeah, apparently there's a lot of people. So we'll keep trucking. You can catch the replay. I'll leave it up for a little bit. So here's the deal with breakthrough mindset. In order for you to have a breakthrough, you need to be on the verge or have a breakdown. In order for you to have a breakthrough, you need to have a breakdown. And in order for you to have a breakthrough, you have to have the right people in your corner. You have to understand where you're not being supported, where you don't have the skill sets, and then have the mindset to be able to take those 3 and implement them, and to be able to have some structure, to help you to be accountable and have some daily checkpoints of things that you get to accomplish. Really figure out your why you're doing what you're doing. And then when you figure out your why, put a survey out and ask what your people really want. Like, I have been using surveys a lot here lately, because if that was the case, I wouldn't be back on Periscope with all of you, because I enjoy Blab. Not a one person that I surveyed with like 40-something answers back said they hated Blab. They like Periscope. So in order for me to support and serve, this is what I get to do. So understanding your why, put a survey out and find out what your people want, and then create the products to solve their problems. Consistently learn. Like Terrell, I saw some of your bikes. I traded my $40,000 custom chopper to Jesse Elder for 4 months of service. So sometimes getting rid of some of our toys to invest in yourself and to hang around a different group of people that provide a completely different lifestyle with completely different outcomes is sometimes things that get to be done. So investing in yourself to find the right information that's going to help you to thrive, and ultimately live your life as a form of service. Like if you caught yesterday's video that I did, it was all about creating rapport and creating connection and creating influence. And it's really from a place of service. Like when you're approaching people and you're looking to create new relationships, it's from a place of, hey, how can I support you? Here's what I'm blessed to do. How can I take this and can I serve you or your family or your community? When you're approached from that, it's a different type of feeling. It definitely allows you to create and to break down barriers of people, to create massive connections. Because ultimately, next to your health and your relationship with God, the most important thing you have in your life is your relationships. Because no matter who you are and where you've been, as Mr. Jonathan Sprinkles would say, that's my bro, that's America's connection coach. He speaks for Verizon, Disney, all kinds of people. The guy's amazing. No matter who you are and where you're trying to go in life, a relationship can always get you there faster. So that's breakthrough mindset. Terrell, if you check out our emotional breakthrough series, that is a very good one for you. Because here's the deal. If you're desiring to change your life, you must and you get to change your language. No more I wanting. I choose, I have, I am. There's a lot of things you change with your languaging that changes where you're functioning in your emotional vibration. It's ultimately whatever we're creating emotionally, that's what we're getting more of, because it's a vibrational equivalent. So if I'm functioning in sadness, I'm going to get more people, places, things, circumstances, and events that create sadness. If I'm slowly going from sadness into joy, from joy into enthusiasm, then guess what? I start getting more situations, people, circumstances, and events that create enthusiasm in my life. So it's very important to understand where you are using body language, which is why our body language training is so amazing. If you don't know where you're at, you don't know what your body is saying to you, you're never going to get ahead. You have to be honest and realistic with where you're at right now. Like if your chest and throat's tight, that's sadness. That's where you're at. You get to deal with that first and turn it into joy, and then your life starts to change. Or if you're in anger, if you have knee problems and you start understanding, wow, I have some unforgiveness with my mom. Whatever it looks like, none of it's wrong. It's just feedback. But understanding your information and what your body is communicating to you from your emotions is the key. Hip, I give myself permission to do and move forward with ease. Am I feminine creative? Left side, wasn't it, Mark? Am I feminine creative? In my relationship with my wife? All those. Controlling emotion. Is the person who asked me the question about controlling emotion still on in tough situations? You're welcome, my friend. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So controlling emotion in tough situations. Is that individual still on here? 3, 2. So we're going open floor. So now that we've got everyone's questions answered specifically, here's our second round of Q&A. Yes, that's me. All right, brother. So let's answer your question. So controlling emotion in tough situations. So if you catch the replay that I did yesterday, you're going to find some body language pieces that I shared that are very helpful for you. The first thing to do to control yourself in rough situations, A, is to breathe. Always. Breathe into your stomach. Tell yourself, I choose to make this fun and easy. As crazy as it may sound, that is extremely valuable in what that statement provides to us in the form of emotional relaxation. I choose to make this fun and easy. Another thing too is learning how to communicate with each other, because typically when I say controlling emotions in tough situations, there's more than likely going to be two people involved in the conversation. So being aware of how to communicate so that you're not judging anyone. For example, like if I would have said, if you and I were talking, I would say, man, dang it, you piss me off or you're making me mad when you do blank, blank, blank. A better way for me to say that without giving all my power away, because if I start my statement with you did this and you did that, I'm automatically in a victim and I'm automatically out of my power. Instead, I invite you to try this on and see how it feels. I would say, you know what? I notice that I feel anger when you do this or when you do that. Now, when I said that, did you feel even more calm at the situation, even though I wasn't talking to you? Because as soon as I said you, your subconscious body will automatically react. And when you understand body language, you can understand what is coming up for you, so you can understand why you're triggered. That's the key. If you can understand what your body is communicating to you, be it via itches and scratches and stuff, you're going to unlock the code to understanding how to thrive, because you understand what's being communicated to you versus just reacting. That's why this stuff, it seems like every time we have a conversation, it always boils back down to body language, because that's really the key. That's really where your goal is. If you're really looking to maximize yourself, if you're looking to be a better coach, if you're looking to be a better mom, a better dad, a better student, a better human being, you owe yourself a massive favor to invest in our body language training. It's amazing. Like, here's the deal. If you're serious about investing in yourself, here's what I'm going to do for you. And it's only going to be for the next 30 minutes, so you're going to have to make a decision ASAP. If you go to our website, thinkgreatloseweight.com, our body language training is typically $1,000. If you love yourself and you are truly ready to take your life to the next level, if you go to thinkgreatloseweight.com and you go to body language series, and there's going to be a part where it says code, if you type in the word body and hit apply, it's literally going to drop it down $500. If you're truly serious about making changes in your life and you're really looking to be the best version of you, that is your next step. I have committed to mastering body language because of the miracles that I've seen it create on consistent basis with myself, with my clients. Within 2 seconds of watching and communicating with someone, I've had people have had issues for 30 years that we were able to resolve in like 4 minutes of conversation through body language. And it's not rocket science. When you actually understand it, it is science. It's crazy. I invite you to watch it and invest in it because of what it's going to do for you. You will easily make your $400 back the first hour after you start understanding this, and you can start understanding what your body is saying to you. Because let me ask you this. Do you think that it would be valuable for you to understand when you are in alignment with yourself or when you are off track? Yes or no? Yes, 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 yes. Now let me ask you this. Do you think that it would benefit your business and your relationships by understanding what their body is saying to you and you understanding what your body is saying to you as well? Do you think that would be beneficial? Yes or no? $1,000,000%. You're right. Because ultimately, would you agree with this statement? Would you agree that life, absolutely yes, Ruby Roo? Absolutely means nothing. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. 100%. So here's the deal. Would you agree that if you can create better connection with loved ones in your life, from your partners to your kids, to your mom and your dad, to your potential business people, do you think if you could create rapport and trust faster with them, that it would impact the value that you create in the world? Yes or no? Body language. I will, I can, I will, I can. Yes. Now let me ask you this. Do you think that if you are creating more value in your relationships and in the world and the people that you get to come into contact with, that it's going to affect your bank account? Yes or no? Welcome back, Lily. Sorry you're having bad connection. No. You don't think it's going to affect your bank account, Lori? If you have better connections and you create more value in the world? No? So I'm interested. Why am I in tears? That's a good question. So there's a couple of no's. So my question was, there's mostly yeses, and I desire to be clear on this. So my question is do you think if you are creating more value and being able to connect more with people in your life, business relationships or personal relationships, do you think that that's going to have an effect on your bank account in a positive sense? So that's really the key. I mean, everything that you do in life is ultimately about being the best version of yourself, and then how you can share and teach other people to do the same thing by how you're showing up. Body language and your language and the food that you put into your body is by far the three most, that and in your brain spiritually, number one. Those are the most valuable components on the planet to help you be the best version you can be. Yes, a better emotional connection with my family would put us in a better place financially. Totally. And if y'all are really, really ready to make a commitment and invest some in yourself, the programs that we have are top notch. Like Chris and I both have literally devoted a lot of our time to making sure that you have amazing information. It's because this is what we know and what we've been taught and what we've seen to work with over 30,000 different people. So if you're feeling called, there's a couple things. You can use the body code for body language. If you go to thinkgreatloseweight.com, you can use the body and hit apply. That'll knock it down to half. You can also use the nutrition code for the nutrition training. That's 6 hours of nutritional information. All of them are great. I would say you're going to be best served today with what we just talked about on the body language training and the emotional empowerment. So that's all I have right now. We went a little longer than I was expecting to, and we had some good information and some good interaction. So is there any questions that I can answer for any of you before we part? Anything come up for you? Any Any questions? 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 Self-esteem. Love yourself, my brother. Give yourself permission to forgive yourself. Glad you enjoyed it, Darren. Give yourself permission to forgive yourself. Your self-esteem is going to be based on how you value yourself. If you are not working out and eating good foods, your self-esteem is not going to be good. Get up. Put some Joel Osteen on first thing in the morning. Yes, I appreciate that and I receive that. Get your head straight with God. That's going to be your first step, because ultimately when you're aligned with God, everything else functions smoother. Self-esteem is a byproduct of a few things. So if you have some unforgiveness and some resentment, let it go. Life is short. Live today. Let everything go that was not around, that it done yesterday, that doesn't need to be there. Follow and heading to the website. Yeah, let me know what questions you have, Mike. I appreciate you stopping by, and I appreciate your support, and I would love to support you and your family on your journey. So when you get over to my site, shoot me a message and let me know what you end up doing, and let me figure out how I can support you. And if you get one of our trainings, let me know. I'll put together a 20-minute chat with you and give you some direction and some support for free on me as a value add to your investment. And I typically would charge someone about $250 for about 30 minutes of my time, so you know. So have an awesome time. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you got some value over this. Investing in your body language training. You are investing in yourself, young lady, and you will love it. And what I would love for you to do, for those of you that are investing in our body language training, I would love your feedback and your input, and I would love a video testimonial from you when you find out how crazy and how awesome it is and how it works for you. So you deserve the best. And make sure you always give yourself the best, because if you don't give yourself the best, no one else is. Have a great night. I will. I received that. You're awesome, Tiffany. Our Where Written Materials. Go to, you're welcome, brother. Thank you, Mark, for all your support and love, my friend. I'm grateful for you. So, written materials. Go to Think Great, Lose Weight. Megan. It's good to see your smiling face, young lady. So have an awesome night. I love each of you. I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful and honored to be able to share with you. So namaste, and do all that fun stuff, and enjoy your Wednesday. Bye.